Good morning, Tar Heels. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah Gray Barr.
And I'm Julian Berger. Let's go right to our top story. Halfway around the world, Ukraine is continuing to hold onto its independence, even as Russian attacks escalate. And here in the Triangle, protests and visuals have taken place in support of the Ukrainian people. This is all in response to Russia's invasion of its neighbor to the south, which UNC political science professor Graham Robertson says is part of Russian President Vladimir Putin's effort to regain territory it lost during the Soviet collapse.
Russia has been for many years now very unhappy with the way security is dealt with in Europe, and in particular with the expansion of NATO towards Russia's borders. And so the Russian government has been complaining about this for 14 years at this point. And NATO had done nothing to change its behavior. It just kept expanding and expanding and expanding and bringing in new members. And so part of the thinking...
The events in Ukraine have hit close to home for some members of the Carolina community. Here to tell us more is Carolina Week's Capitol reporter, Stephen Schlink. Stephen?
Julian and Sarah Gray, imagine watching this all unfold while knowing your family is in Ukraine experiencing this firsthand. That's a reality for some students here on campus, and I sat down with 3 of them to hear their stories. Videos of explosions and helicopters firing on Ukraine have become a familiar sight as Russia invades, but it hits home for several students at UNC.
My immediate family is there, which is my mother, my father, and my grandmother, including my godmother and my nephew.
In fact, all my family is back in Ukraine. My mom is in Dnipro. I also have family, my dad, my half-siblings in Kiev.
My family is still in Ukraine. My dad is on the front. My mom is in our hometown. I live in a small town of 80,000 people in the western part of Ukraine.
On the ground, communication is not a guarantee.
Obviously, I can't call my dad. I can't message with my dad because it's his safety issues.
I lost connection to my dad today at night. I'm hoping they're okay, and I know they're ready for this.
Just walk me through for you, how is it being in America and just watching this unfold on TV, knowing that your family's on the ground there?
All I can do is help with information that I gather around the world.
This is what my little brother made for me when he was 6. And I'm looking at the things, and I'm connected to them.
Escaping Ukraine is also an issue for some.
Only children and women were allowed to cross the border because they already issued an act that men from 18 to 60 years old, they are not allowed to flee from Ukraine.
So what can we do at home to help in Ukraine?
You can show up to our events, which happen all around the United States.
Share that information, stay active on social media, help financially if you are abroad. That's what I'm doing right now.
I'm thankful for everybody who's already helping us, and I'm also asking for people to keep spreading the word. Colder state representatives.
The word seems to be the overwhelming message in all of this. And UNC professor Joe Chabovsky will be hosting a fundraiser for Resume Ukraine, which is a nonprofit that supports the Ukrainian people. This will be held tomorrow from noon until 2 p.m. in front of the Reese Innovation Lab on Franklin Street. Reporting live, Stephen Schlink, Carolina Week.